Hey guys, today I want to talk about graphing lines in the form y equals mx plus b. So again, I'm going to remind you what the m is, what the b is, then we're going to graph lines. Again, these are all linear equations, so we should be getting straight lines when we graph. This is guided notes, so you don't really need your composition book, so let's go ahead and start. So here is the general form, y equals mx plus b. This m right here is your slope. Okay, the b is your y-intercept. Now, the slope tells you what to do. So let's say tells you what to do. So it tells you what to do. So remember, the slope is rise over run. So it tells you what to do. Like it tells you, okay, if the slope is 1/2, it would say rise 1, run 2. So it tells you what to do. The y-intercept tells you where to start. Tells you where to start. Now, because it is the y-intercept, we're always starting on the y-axis, okay? So kind of remember that, y-intercept, y-axis. Let me scoot that over so you can see. So again, as you're writing it down, I'm just going to explain it one more time. M is the slope. That's what tells you what to do, up, over, down, like what are you doing? The y-intercept, the B, tells you where to start. Where do you start on the y-axis? Okay. So before we graph it, let's just look at example 1. We're just going to pull the slope and the y-intercept from the equation. So number 1 is pretty easy because it is in the form y equals mx plus b. So who is your slope in this equation? And remember, your slope is always in front of the x, always. So your slope here is 1/2. And who is your b, your y-intercept? Good, -5. So again, the B is where we start to make our graph. The M is what we do. Now look over here at B. What's up with B? B's a little shady. Is it in the correct form? No, it is not. If it is not in the correct form, you cannot pull out the slope and the y-intercept. So first we're going to solve this for y. So who do I need to move first? Who's chilling over there with the y that needs to get to the right? 2x. So if the 2x is positive over here, what will it be over here? It will be negative. Good. -2x plus 9. Okay. Is the y all by itself yet? No. He's got a 3 in front of there. Now the 3 is being multiplied by the y, so what are you going to do? Good. Divide. Now make sure you are dividing everybody by that 3. Everybody. Okay. So this is y equals, we got -2/3 x. What's 9 divided by 3? 3. And there we go. So now are we in the correct form? Yes. So over here to the right, I'm going to put my m and my b. Who is your m? Yes, remember he's always beside the x, -2/3. Who is your b? 3. Good. All right, now let's actually do some problems. So this A, again, it's in the correct form. So let's first pick out our m and our b. Who is your slope? Good. -2/3. It's always beside the x. Who is your b? 2. Okay, now remember what I set up at the top. B is where you start, and you're always starting at the y-axis. So we want a big dot on 2 on the y-axis. The slope tells you what to do. Now, the negative sign I always place with the top number. So if there's a negative on the top, you're not rising, you're actually falling 2 and going to the right 3, okay? So down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Now, most people are cool with that. You know you can do the opposite when you're going the other way. Up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. And that just continues your line out. So that is allowed. Like, we need to get used to being able to put our dots on both sides. Okay, here we go. See, that's not hard. Okay, so again, the B tells you where to start. The M tells you what to do. So let's look over here at B. Is it in the correct form? No. So first we need to get it in the correct form. So I'm going to move the 4x over first. He's positive on the left, so what will he be on the right? Good, negative. Now, is the y all by itself? No, it is not. It has a 2. So when we divide by 2, remember, everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. So y equals negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, so now are we solved for y? Yes. So who is your slope? Negative 2. Good. Who is your, what's it called? B, your y-intercept. 4. All right, so it looks like I did 2 negatives here on my slope. I didn't mean to, but it's okay. Let's look here. Let's start. Remember, we start at our B, so we start at 4 on the y-axis, right there, right up at 4. And then we do what the slope tells us to do. See how this is a whole number? If you want to put it in rise over run form, you can just put a 1 under it. Okay, so this would be fall down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Now remember, if I wanted to go the opposite way, I would go up 2 over 1. Okay, again, we should be able to draw dots on both sides. Okay, now I did both negative slopes on accident. So let's go up to this A. I'm just going to quickly draw a little graph here. It's going to be ugly, but I'm going to draw it. Oh, that's still going to work out. Okay, so my B is where I start. So I want to start at negative 5 right here on the y-axis. And then this time my slope is positive. That's why I wanted to show you a positive one. So what does your slope tell you to do? Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Okay, so again, I know that I did 2 negatives down here. That's why I'm showing you a positive. It's the same thing. So again, most important is B is where you start, M is how you move it. Go ahead and do your practice problems.